The Sister Emmanuel Renner Award is not bestowed annually. Instead, it is reserved for those who have gone far above and beyond with extraordinary, well-rounded service to St. Ben's. Sister Emmanuel Renner of the St. Ben's class of 1949 demonstrated such service to the college as the 10th president and former faculty member, advisor, friend to hundreds of St. Ben's alumni spanning several decades. This year, the entire class of the College of St. Benedict, class of 1964, is a deserving award recipient. Class of 1964, would you please come forward?
On a sunny day in late March, several members of the class of 1964 gathered in St. Paul. It has been 55 years since they left St. Ben's, but a fly on the wall might have thought they were witnessing a group of classmates on campus. There's a clear bond among them, and even a touch of giddiness in the room. They were planning their participation in this reunion, and they were eager to share stories and mementos from past reunions and bounce ideas off each other for this one. This class has remained deeply connected to the school, individually and collectively, giving generously of their time, talent, and treasure. So much so for that the first time ever, an entire graduating class has been honored with the Sister Emmanuel Renner Service Award. Several members of the class have held former leadership roles with St. Ben's, serving as trustees and on the alumni board. They also have a number of active class representatives, and as shown by that gathering in March, a very enthusiastic reunion planning committee. This group has been heavily involved in fundraising for St. Ben's, chairing committees and diving in when they could lend strength to a cause. In the summer of 1999, the class of 1964 lost one of their own. To honor her, the class formed a scholarship for women at St. Ben's studying theology. To date, the scholarship has been awarded to 11 women. Yes. In addition to formal roles and fundraising efforts, these women have made a point to show up, literally and figuratively. They volunteer at events, they write cards, they mentor current and former students, they provide encouragement and information to prospective students, they pitch in on move-in day, they speak at events. They also show up for each other. They have turned their reunions into multifaceted events, memorials of lost loved ones, and milestone birthday celebrations. The gusto with which they honor their losses and their joys, and the passion they bring to their service at St. Ben's has inspired countless Benny alums. There's a reason I haven't said any names yet. At that gathering in March, they were asked if they wanted to be named or highlight individual accomplishments. That request was declined politely and resoundingly. One class member explained, "There are so many members of our class who have done such incredible things, and so much of it is done quietly." This humble spirit of service and community-mindedness is not an accident. When asked about the lasting impact St. Ben's has had on their lives, they mentioned the qualities modeled by their women mentors here, including Sister Emmanuel herself. Dignity of work, respect for persons, justice and hospitality, just to name a few. There's also a keen sense with this class that they're still on the journey that started so many years ago. There's still more work to be done. There are still people and causes to advocate for. There are still more joys to be celebrated and sorrows to be shared. There are still things to see, and when asked about their bucket list in March, the gathered members almost unanimously mentioned travel. From Japan to Madagascar and Easter Island to the Legacy Museum in Montgomery, Alabama, maybe we should plan a trip, they said. The bottom line from them summed up with a winking smile: we're not done yet. With great honor, we present this year's Sister Emmanuel Renner Award to the class of 1964.
The class of 1964 is truly honored to receive the Sister Emmanuel Renner Award from the College of St. Benedict. We are particularly honored to receive an award that is named after a woman who greatly influenced our lives. There were many sisters of this monastery who influenced us as we came to the college as adolescents and left as young women. The 60s was a time of change, and these women encouraged us to embrace it. The Vatican Council was active. The civil rights movement was in full force. The women's movement was on the horizon, and the sexual revolution was in its infancy. Enormous cultural change, and our teachers, mostly Sisters of St. Benedict, encouraged us to seize the day with hope-filled hearts. We still talk about these women with great fondness. They were godmothers who guided us, and prefects who enforced the rules. They were professors who prepared us for careers, mostly careers of service. And they were our friends who opened their arms and hearts as over the years they welcomed us back to the campus with the Benedictine spirit of hospitality. Though most of them are no longer with us, we still feel their spirits whenever we return to campus. We stand on their shoulders and tell of their influence. Quite simply, we carry these wonderful women in our hearts as we, in one way or another, give time and talent to the world in which we live. This spirit, the Benedictine way, unites our class in a wonderful way. In 1999, after the death of a beloved classmate, we gathered in one of the dorms and talked about how we can honor and remember those who have gone before us. As a class, we decided to develop a scholarship at the college and name it the Class of '64 Scholarship. While it's dedicated to those classmates who have gone before, we give to it gladly, with hearts of gratitude, knowing our gifts will provide the same experience to students in the future. We treasure this scholarship and watch it grow each year. We receive this award with grateful hearts for all that has been, and we thank the college for honoring us.